I am Rafa Benitez. You are watching the Redmen TV.
Hello and welcome to the Redmen TV. It's Thursday, the 4th of February 2016. Here with a little daily news show for you guys and girls, of course. So we're going to start with the front page, actually. Dan can be the man. It's Daniel Sturridge we're talking about here. Aldo on why Sturridge could save the Reds season. Straight over to the back page. More of the same, to be honest. Dan SOS or Dan SOS. I don't know whether he's saying sorry or we're calling for an SOS for Dan. It's probably a little bit of both, isn't it? Sturridge, and this is John Aldridge, if he were to return at anything like his best level, would fix Liverpool's goal problems. But how big is that if? And it's a massive if, isn't it? You know, we go inside, back pages, Liverpool Echo at the minute, dominated by Everton because they beat Newcastle 3-0 last night, getting back to winning ways. So we'll ignore all that. Probably just pretend that they never. Reds boost as Dan back in training, and there you go. That's the big news from Liverpool Football Club of the day, to be honest with you. Daniel Sturridge has returned to training with Liverpool as he closes in on his latest return from injury. Now, Daniel Sturridge, as you know, hasn't figured since December the 6th against Newcastle, I think it was. And it's been a long time, and the goals have really dried up for Liverpool at the minute, haven't they? And, you know, Daniel Sturridge has come back to full training, participated in a full training for the first time in a long time. He wasn't with the entire squad, of course. He was with the people who didn't feature against Leicester City. The players that did feature against Leicester were in a recovery session, so that was completely different to what Daniel Sturridge took part in, but he took part in full training with the rest of the fit players. Klopp's come out a few weeks ago, didn't he, and said that actually he won't be considered until he's come through multiple full training sessions. Apparently he'll be looked over by the medical team today, Thursday the 6th of February, to see whether he came through that full training session unscathed or not. So yeah, it's quite interesting, isn't it? I mean, every Liverpool fan wants Daniel Sturridge back in the side because we've struggled for goals so much, and Roberto Firmino on occasion has done an admirable job. On occasion he's looked incredible, on occasion he's looked awful and doesn't seem to understand the position, so it's a little bit hit and miss for Firmino at the minute. Christian Benteke is not doing it for Liverpool at the moment. You know, his work rate and his ethic, his work ethic has been questioned publicly by the manager and by the fans as well. Couple of other little bits of injury news. Philip Coutinho and Divock Origi are expected to resume full training on Thursday, while Martin Skrtel should be back working with the team early next week. And then it goes on to say Klopp will doubtless be keen to have all available for the Capital One Cup final against Man City at Wembley later on in the month. So, you know, it's looking good because it looks like, you know, apart from our massive long-term injuries, Joe Gomez and Danny Ings, we're starting to filter first-team players back into this squad. Hopefully that'll come, for me anyway, in time to put a couple of cup runs together, because I think we all know at the minute that actually the league this season, we're probably writing it off. It's been such a terrible campaign for Liverpool Football Club that, you know, the focus in my eyes really should be top priority, Capital One Cup final, because we're in the final. But the actual top priority from here moving forwards, for me, should be the Europa League. I think we've got a potential 7 games to go to win that. You know, we've got a big game against Augsburg. It's their first time in Europe this season. They're one of the weaker sides and what is a very strong last 32 in the Europa League. So, you know, the focus should be, for me anyway, on the Europa League. You know, there's teams like Napoli who are winning, in the lead of Serie A at the minute. They're still in it. Lazio, who are languishing, I think, down in 8th in Serie A. There's teams like Sevilla who are going for an unprecedented 3rd victory in the Europa League. You've also got the likes of Man United down the road. Spurs, who are in great form still in this competition. A couple of teams from Germany that Klopp will know really well. You've got Borussia Dortmund still in the competition. I think they're 2nd in the league at the minute. You've got Schalke, who is still doing well, 4th or 5th in the Bundesliga. So there's a lot of teams there. You've obviously got Porto and Sporting as well from Portugal, number 1 and 2. You've got Fenerbahce and Galatasaray. Admittedly, Galatasaray have been a little bit disappointing this season. So the Europa League's a focus, and I think it should be. And I think if we can get our players back, we should be going for that, because ultimately there is a Champions League spot available, and it'd be nice to sort of sneak in the back door of the Europa League. But ultimately, it's a big trophy. When you get to this stage of the competition, you need to be looking towards getting to the final. More news, time to learn from others' success. And this is Neil Jones, sports writer for the Liverpool Echo, talking about Leicester City and the problems that Liverpool have had. Recruitment and goals. Of course, it's an obvious and dangerous route to take to look at someone who is doing well and think, why can't we do that? You can't copy other clubs. You have to find your own way. But Leicester's rise serves as a warning to clubs like Liverpool who seek to challenge the elite but consistently fall short. I think what he goes on to say is having athleticism and pace and ultimately goals in the side is why Leicester are doing so well. And it's something that we've discussed at length on the subscriber shows this week with Aubrey and Steve. We talked about the recruitment process and what we need to bring into this side to make it challenge for the top four. Not just challenge for the top four, but challenge for the Premier League title, because that's where we as Liverpool fans want to be, isn't it? I think, you know, when you look at Leicester City, Mahrez and Vardy have scored 31 goals between them. That's more than all of Liverpool have managed all season. You just need to look at Liverpool to know that a -4 goal difference at this stage of the season is not good enough for this team and this squad and this manager and this club and these fans. Anyway, that's the news on February, the 6th of February, 2016. I've been your host, Chris Pajak. Paul will be back next week. Monday he'll be back. Looking forward to having him back around the office, telling us all what to do, what content we can make and what content we can't. But anyway, thank you very much. Drop a like on the video. If you're watching on Facebook, thank you very much for watching as well. Don't forget to subscribe to the YouTube channel where you see every single one of our videos for absolutely nothing. Anyway, Chris Pajak, signing off. Hello and welcome to the Redmen TV. I'm Chris Pajak and I'm joined for the Uncensored Match build-up show by Steve and Aubrey Reynolds to preview Liverpool versus Sunderland at Anfield, a game that we're all looking forward to so much after our 2-0 defeat to Leicester City midweek.